I knew it. Y'all use that joke for years, man. Come on, that again for the rest of your life. Let's do the good shit. You are really strong. Hey, this how you feel. Oh my God.
So listen. I like that because at the end of the day, a lot of people will choose what's easiest. Human nature, sometimes we choose what's easiest, all right? So I like that you guys chose what was furthest, what was hardest, but in life sometimes it's difficult to do that, especially when we're unsure, not about the situation, but about ourselves.
You need a raise.
So listen, man, you never know the outcome of what you get in return for the choice that you make. So who else I owe one? Who else I owe one? Oh, you won. So listen, you didn't know what was in there, right?
Nah.
But you still chose it. Listen, you still chose it anyway, but you don't know at the end of the day, sometimes you don't even know the reward that you're going to get when you make the right decision. So listen, you got decisions, consequences, and outcomes. Tomorrow, what are you going to wake up and have to do?
Make a decision.
Make a decision, right? So listen, that's every day, fellas, every day. So we live our life from decision to decision to decision. Now, there are guys who continue to make the wrong decision in life, so a lot of those guys are locked up, right? Decisions. Here's where it becomes difficult. When somebody has been in a position for 10, 15, 20 years where every decision has been made for them, when they get out, life is hard. Life is hard. I've known guys from when I taught at Elmwood, the behavior school, who have been locked up for 15, 20 years. When they get out, they got to make a ton of decisions now. See, for 15 or 20 years, every decision was made for them. Every decision they had when they were locked up was made for them. They did not make very many decisions. So now it becomes difficult to make daily decisions. So what do? I'll go back where they decide for me. Why would they go get locked up? It's more comfortable being locked up and decisions being made for you because that's what I'm used to. They go back to that. So when we talk about decisions, now and later, a lot of you guys are talking about playing at the next level. Am I correct?
Let's go.
So why are you going to wait till you get there to start working on what's going to get you ready for that? You get what I'm saying? Now is the time. Not when you get there. Now is the time to start working on those things that will help you be ready when you get to that next level. Most people have a tendency to wait till I get there. You're behind. You're behind the guys who have done it junior and senior year. You're behind those guys now. Now you got to play catch up. So your decision is, now the consequence is you can compete at a higher level because of your strength, because of your quickness, because you've been working on it before you got there. The outcome is a starting position. Decision, consequences, outcome. They go together. They go together. Somebody talk to me about what decisions you are making now that you think will benefit you. What decisions are you making now that you think are going to benefit you?
Waking up early to get shots.
Say it again?
Waking up early to get shots.
Waking up early to get shots. Okay. What do you think that'll do for you?
It'll help me on my shooting, which is something I need to work on.
Okay. You know your weakness, you know what you need to work on. All right. But at the end of the day, even if it's not a weakness, I still want to improve my percentage. All right. Somebody else, what are you working on now that you know is going to help you?
Classroom.
Classroom. A maybe or a must?
Must.
A must. It's a must for all of us, a decision we have to make But sometimes we linger in that decision because if it's a class that you don't like, then you have the excuse, that's why I didn't do well in it. That's the excuse sometimes. I don't like that class. The teacher doesn't like me. That's not a reason not to do well. If you make the decision that you're going to do well in that class, that becomes your responsibility. It's not the teacher. It's not the subject. It's you making the decision that my consequence for that class, the outcome is going to be an A or B, even if I don't like it. That's the difference between being able to be great and being able to be average. That's the difference. Even if I don't like it, I'm still going to do well in it. When we talk about consequences, for every decision you make, there's a consequence, right? For every decision you make, it's bigger than you. Here's the problem we miss sometimes. We make a decision whether we don't do well in class, whether we choose to get in it with somebody. Anybody in this room, if you're not here, it affects the whole team. It doesn't just affect you, it affects the whole team. So every decision we make is bigger than us. We have to start understanding that. Every decision you make is going to be bigger than you. At the end of the day, decisions you make, the consequences that come, and the outcome of it becomes your story. It becomes your story of what you did in high school, what you did at Wayne, how you started, how you finished. Everybody's got a story to tell. Somebody tell me what's going to be different about your story than somebody else. What's going to be different about yours? Say it again.
I achieved something I actually wanted to achieve.
You achieved something you actually wanted to achieve. Do you think you can do it by yourself?
No.
Who do you need?
First, God. You need some people that want to support you and help you do it right.
People that are going to support you and help you absolutely need God first. So, at the end of the day, everybody right here, how do you get them on board with you? Get what I'm saying? How do you get them on board with you? So listen, I had a chance to talk to my son Darius today. We were just talking about they played at Tulane, they played there, and late flight, didn't get there till 2 a.m., got to get up at 8 for practice, and they moved the game from noon to 10 a.m. Rarely have I heard of collegiate games being played at 10 a.m. So a lot of schools do whatever they can do to have an advantage. So I said, so tell me what went on with that. Coach came to me and said, look, at the end of the day, you got to get them ready. You got to get these guys ready to go. We're 7-1. We're on the road. This is not going to be an easy game. They've only lost 2 games. So he pulled the guys together. He's talked to me. He said, look, at the end of the day, we know our flight was late. We know we had to get up early. We know they moved the game up. But at the end of the day, what are we going to do? They're going to lace their shoes up just like we lace ours up at the same time in the morning. What are we going to do? What decision are we going to make to win this game? That's where you guys, that's a decision. Again, I got to bring the whole team with me now. If I'm the leader, I got to show up, I got to be ready, and I got to bring the whole team with me now. We got to get away from excuses and find a way to get it done at the end of the day. That's what we got to do. So they went 95-90. A battle. It was a battle. But here's what I'm trying to tell you. Your decision, that decision wasn't that day. That decision was from daily doing that. Daily getting up in the morning and working out. Daily taking guys with you in the morning so they believe in you. Remember, your identity is your habits, right? Your identity is your habits. If a guy's got a habit of getting up every day and working out and taking guys with him in the morning, they start to believe. There's evidence. We're 7-1. There's evidence that what we're doing is making a difference for us. There's evidence. This is not for the many. This is for the few. doing that every day is not for the many, it's for the few. Are you guys one of those few? Who here is one of those few? Who's got that daily decision of getting up and doing extra and taking guys with you? Anybody here?
Eric, John, James. Deontay started.
What's that?
Deontay started coming to boots.
All right.
Football.
So again, at the end of the day, the outcome is a great season. If we can continue it and we can bring other guys with us, the outcome is a great season. And it's not about talent. All right? It's not just about talent. It's a decision for each person as an individual to get better, which makes your team better. Get what I'm saying? As each individual gets better, the team gets better. Because everybody's got different skills they got to work on. But are you willing as an individual to make a decision and have the consequence of getting better, and the outcome is a better season, or the outcome is you getting noticed? Now the outcome of this daily decision and the consequence is coaches starting to notice you now. That's where things start to change. Daily, all right? Having a good outcome on that. Somebody talk to me about the decisions that you're making right now, and what is the outcome that you want? What is the outcome that you want? Probably everybody in here is talking about a scholarship. Am I right in saying that? So everybody in here, I'd like to have a scholarship at the end of the day. You and 100,000 other kids. Think about the United States, all the kids hooping, playing ball, they want the same thing you want. The exact same thing you want, they want. What decision are you making that's going to get you noticed in that outcome because of the work you put in? I'm going to say it again, daily. Not weekly, not monthly, daily. Because they want what you want. And the only thing that changes that is the decisions that you make daily. Because we live our life from decision to decision. So your decisions are going to determine the consequence and outcome that you get. So you got to start understanding that. We talk about your story. Again, we talk about your story and what you want it to be at the end of the day. Somebody talk to me about what might be different about your story than anybody else here. Because we're all unique, but what's going to be different about your story that's different than somebody else?
Maybe it's like parent aspect of it.
Parent aspect? That's a good one. Parents play a part in it. Parents play a part in it. Yeah. As far as, being a parent, again, what I want for my kids is for them to understand who they are and how they're different in what they're doing on a daily basis. But I think that's a good point. Your parents play a big part in it. Somebody else, your story. What's going to be different about your story? You got one. You might not know yet.
Your mentality.
Mentality. Probably the biggest separator, and Coach Nate, I'm sure would agree with this, the biggest separator of why you can play at the next level is your mentality.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, hands down, the difference. Everybody can play or they wouldn't be there. 99% of people are going to be on a scholarship. They can hoop. They led their team, their league in scoring. That's why they're there. But here's what it comes down to. When you get tired, you make a decision to keep running. When you get tired, you make a decision to keep defending. And we go back to the consequence of it, and the outcome of it is you get 25 minutes, they get 10. That's the difference. That's the difference right here. So listen, I want you to get in real quick in groups of 5. You are a coaching staff. I want you to come back. I'll give you a few minutes. I want you to come back and talk about what it is you're going to teach your team. What are 3 main things? What are 3 main things that are non-negotiable for your squad? What are 3 main things that are non-negotiable for your squad? See, I want to see what we have in common as a unit. What do we have in common that we say or we believe in? All right, so we're going to start right here.
We said,
Stand up, coach. What do you got?
Josh Williams. How you doing, sir?
we said, lead by example, paying attention to the details, and what was the third one?
No excuses.
Like no excuse.
No excuses. Lead by example, paying attention to the details, and lead by example. Nice. Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. What you got?
Coach McDonald.
All right. First thing we said.
Listen up, guys.
Listen. Hey, lock in.
This is Coach Jahad McDonald, former Mr. Wayne.
Lock in. Hey, first thing, before we even hit the court, we gotta have a growth mindset. All right, you see what I'm saying? All right.
What's
Second
that mean,
thing,
Coach? What's
yeah,
the
growth mindset. So the growth mindset means we're always open to learning. You know what I'm saying? We're always seeking accountability. We're always ready to get better. Always ready to learn.
I like that.
All right. Second thing, team chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Always gotta bond with our guys.
You gotta be cool off the court.
Gotta be cool off the court. It's always great to have chemistry with your guys.
All right.
All right. Third thing, perseverance. If something's not going our way, we gotta be able to bounce back. We gotta be able to handle the pressure and come back even stronger.
All right. Good. Nice job. What y'all got?
I got it.
Go ahead. Listen up.
We have 4 things.
4 things? Okay.
So we have responsibility. If our whole team got to play.
Hold up. Out loud. You got to tell them.
So you would first thing was responsibility. Second thing is always accountability. Third thing is always being on time. And fourth thing is always working hard. No matter where you start, if you work hard, you'll grow.
All right.
That's big.
Hey, Coach Cross. First thing is respect.
Hold up.
First thing is respect. You gotta respect everyone. Respect, the coaches and stuff. Second one is accountability, and the third one is responsibility.
Okay. Accountability, responsibility. Okay. So listen, I like what you're saying, and I think you're starting to understand this. You're starting to get this. But listen, to say it is nice. To do it is work. Because here's the hard part. The days when I don't feel like it, I still got to bring it. And you're going to have those days. The days when I don't feel like it, I still got to bring it. That's the separator. See, because at the end of the day, it's not about me anyway. It's about you. Just what you guys said. The respect is, even though I don't feel like it today, because you're my teammate, I got you. I got you, man. I'm bringing it. I know I don't feel like it, but I'm still bringing it. That's where you start to separate yourself, and that's where you start to understand you can be different. The accountability to yourself. We remember the day it started. Centerville. Darius has 4 points. He walks up to Coach Nate. That was me. That was all. It wasn't him. That was me. Understanding you. Sometimes we get in our own way. Coach doesn't get in your way. Other players don't get in your way. Sometimes we get in our own way. How we speak to ourselves is more important than what anybody else says to us. The only thing I did 2 things with my son. I said, I love you, speak kind to yourself. Stop the negativity. Stop the negativity with yourself. What coach is trying to do with you, what I'm trying to teach you, I want to unlock what's exceptional about you. I want to unlock what's exceptional about you. Everybody here, you have something that is exceptional about you. The goal is daily working at it so eventually you understand it. You understand what makes you special. And you build on that. You build on that. So the things you guys are saying are on point. I love it. It's on point. Now, you got to get to a point where it's in your locker room, it's written down somewhere. When you guys decide what are our top 4 or 5 things that we got to do on a daily basis, then you go out and shock the world. Then you go out and shock the world, man, because at the end of the day, it's not about talent. It's about guys coming together and playing at a level that nobody expected. That nobody expected. But at the end of the day, they don't know your heart. They don't know how you guys feel about one another. That's what they're missing. They're missing that part. They're thinking it's about talent. We know it's about an understanding of who we are as a unit. How we come together to be different. That's what it comes down to. That becomes your story. That's the story you guys tell. We learn how to come together. We learn how to be different. And the things that you talked about now are the things you got to do on a daily basis. Once you learn something, you cannot learn it. Once you learn something, you cannot learn it. It becomes your choice now. That's the difference, guys. You guys are getting to be on a different level here. Right here. Now you got to learn to use it. Everybody with me on that?
Yes, sir.
That's what separates you. That's what separates you. That's why I'm here. Because, again, being with Coach Nate, the years I've been with them, the difference in some of our teams are right here. They refuse to lose, man. We had some dogs that just absolutely would find a way when they weren't supposed to. Outsized, outgunned, still found a way. That was right here. Down 10, down 11, they never stopped playing. They never stopped believing in each other. That's when you go to a different level. Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you.